start getting at bats. Actually, Xander, Danny, and Frenchie, they're part of it. There's going to be Walden and Whitlock. So we're going to try to get him as many at bats as possible. The other stuff is the build up. We got to make sure his legs are under him. He's going to be able to do a few things, but we just got to make sure. We know the history, so we have to do it the right way. He hasn't run in a while, so that's going to take some time right now.
Has he been able to hit Alex like the last few days? Obviously not on the field, but maybe.
No, he was able to do certain stuff, but by himself, play catch and hit off the machine. Yeah, so just for him to track pitches right away is good. We got sim games. We got one today. We got one on Saturday. We got one on Monday, Tuesday. So there's plenty of bats for him and those guys for them to catch up.
Alex, how productive are the sim games, and are they basically taking the place of B games? And how much work are you able to get into the sim games for what you're trying to accomplish?
I mean, Darwin's on yesterday with throwing 94, 95, so he's not going through the motions. So we put infielders out there, sometimes outfielders, and it's regular bats. The good thing is that we can do it in the big field, so we got trackmen and we can gather information better than actually on the backfields. So that's a plus. And it's hard to play B games, with other teams. It takes too much scheduling and too many moving parts with everything that we're going on, everything that is going on. So we've been doing a good job with that, and you can see it. It's not like the pitchers are just throwing BP; they're going after it, which is a positive for us.
Alex, for Cordero, how I guess important are the next few weeks, especially just in terms of defensively in the outfield and kind of learning the ball and all the angles out there and just working with all the other guys?
Yeah, I mean, very important. I think it's important for everybody, right? None of these guys have played that many games in Fenway. Probably, none of them except Alex. But yeah, Goody has a lot of work to do. That's part of what we do in the mornings too. I know everybody's talking about what the infielders are doing, but the outfielders, they have their group in the mornings working on defense. So we'll take him out there so he can see it, react to it. The good thing is that we have the whole crew together. You saw it yesterday. We used a different alignment. We had Renfro in center, Alex in right. We're just looking at who can do what. This is not about this guy's gonna play center a lot or this guy's gonna play right field a lot. It's just a matter of like how they communicate, how they move out there, and so far so good. We got, I think, Enrique's playing center field today. That's something he'll do during the season. So we're doing that, and I'm glad that French is able to get some work with them now, and we have a better picture of what we're gonna do.
Other than Marwin, Alex, who would you see as guys in left field if Frenchie is ready for the start?
I mean, Enrique can play left. As of now, that's where we at. I'm comfortable with Marwin playing left field. He's done it before, actually, kind of like similar, but a smaller wall, obviously. But he's used to the angles, and he's played it in Fenway too. So he's comfortable with that. Enrique's such a good athlete; he can do it too. So I don't see Hunter playing left field. If we play him, he'll play center. He'll play right. I think the same thing with Alex. He'll play center. He'll play right. But those two guys, they can help us out as of now.
Davis got in about 10 games or so last year in the outfield, but he told us yesterday that he hasn't heard anything about getting any reps there. Is that off the table for you?
As of right now, yes. I want him to concentrate in the infield and concentrate on his swing. obviously out of necessity, and we still believe he's a good athlete, but he played left field last year. I saw that, and as of right now, I don't see that. I think he plays a good second base. We know about third base. He's played first, so we'll keep him there.
Alex, what is when it comes to Enrique? You said you've obviously known him for a long, long time. Now that he's been in camp and you've seen him and been around him every day, is it what you pretty much expected he would be able to give you? Is what he's going to give you in the 2021 season?
Yeah, the quality of the at bats are really good. One thing we noticed through our information is like whenever he was ahead in the count, he expanded the zone, and he's not doing that now. It's still spring training, but you can see we're facing better pitching the last week, and if he can control that, he'll be a much better hitter. When he's behind in the count, he's actually very patient. He stays within the zone. Is when he's 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Actually, he told me yesterday he hates swinging 3-0. I said, well, I mean, that's something we do here. We like doing that, and we work on it yesterday. So so far so good as far controlling the at bats on the field. I know he's made some mistakes. He's made some errors, but I think like I was telling him, I said hitting is contagious, defense is too. So just be careful, But he'll be fine defensively. He'll do the job. He sees the game differently. He gets great jumps at second base. The other day there was a ball to his left. He was playing strong middle, and he got to it very easy. He made the play. So it's something different, since I've been here. Ian, I think, was the best defender we had, right? Because Petey was hurt. And to have a plus defender at second base is going to help us as a group, and I think it's going to help Rafi and Xander too.
Alex, what do you think from Jonathan Arauz's game so far this spring?
I had a talk with him yesterday. He's made some errors on routine plays, and the people that were here last year, they didn't see that. Actually, they saw a very sure-handed infielder that made all the plays. He hasn't done that, but yesterday he did a good job. There was an in-between hop he caught, made a good decision through the first, and then the tag when they tried to steal on one point against Hawk, and he caught it to his right and put the tag down, and we've been working on that. The at bats are good. He's still young, he's a young player, and he's learning a lot. It hasn't been that easy for him, but we still obviously believe in the player.
Alex,
You've talked a few times. Go ahead, Junko.
oh, can I?
Yes.
Oh, thank you. What is Salamore's next schedule?
Tomorrow he has one inning against the Rays.
Thanks.
Alex, you've talked a few times about your interest in challenging Hernandez as he got over here. What do you see in terms of kind of untapped upside in him? That he's been obviously a significant contributor on a perennial contender. What are you trying to challenge him to accomplish?
I mean, this whole concept that he only hits lefties is not true. I think he can hit righties, and if you look at his numbers since 2018, he's been actually better against righties. More home runs. His on-base percentage is better. His slugging percentage is better, obviously. So, just giving the opportunity to face righties is going to help him out. And he's been with the Dodgers for what? He was there for 7 years, whatever. They made it to the playoffs all the time. So there's something about those guys and the experience of being with winners that they can add to the equation here. As you know, my expectations are the same as the fan base, and is to play in October and win a championship. And guys like that, they when they talk in the clubhouse and they talk baseball, it's loud and clear. And his expectations are just like everybody else here. But coming from winning a World Series, sometimes they look up to you like, okay, what we need to do to get back to that. And I gave him the green light, just like I did tomorrow in the clubhouse, just to speak up and help everybody out. And he's done a good job with that. They connected with Rafi already. You can see those two, Marwin and Enrique, talking to him a lot about defense. And it's a trade-off. The way they see it is like, okay, we will help Xander and Rafi defensively. They'll help us offensively, and we have we'll be good. So it's a good trade-off.
Alex, how much of a challenge is it for two guys like Enrique and Marwin coming in new to assert that sort of leadership presence in the clubhouse? Usually, guys want to be there a little while before they become vocal. How do you have them navigate that?
Yeah, I told them straight up. I said we got a bunch of humble kids here, and like I told you guys in 18, I think the eye-opening thing about that team is like the media during the playoffs is like they're such good kids, and they're such a good group, and like I told you guys, I wanted them to be, just cocky and go out there and do your thing, in 18. I had to push these guys to be something else, like if you hit a home run, enjoy it. And then it's still, it's not the same group, but we still have, two very good kids, at shortstop and at third base that I think these guys are going to push them to be, leaders and push them to be, to speak to the group. And they know already. And they have the confidence of the manager, not only on the field, but off the field. I think that means a lot. And whatever they have in their mind, they always come up to me. And, I tell them that's a good way to put it, or I tell them not to do it. But they know they have my support in anything they want to do in the clubhouse.
Alex, ¿qué te ha parecido Jairo Muñoz? Y si tú entiendes que en algún punto de la temporada este muchacho podría ayudar al conjunto.
Jairo es muy buen pelotero, un pelotero completo. Todavía tiene cosas que mejorar, que tiene que trabajar. No es que es difícil de hacerlo. Controlar la zona del strike es una de ellas, pero tiene una gran habilidad de conectar duro a la bola y conectar hits. Esa habilidad es bien difícil y a pesar de que es bien agresivo con los picheos, encuentra la manera de hacer eso. Defensivamente, mejor de lo que la gente piensa, sumamente versátil. Está en la misma clase de Marwin y Dani y Enrique, que puede jugar left field, right field, segunda, tercera, short. Y de verdad que ha sido... me ha dado gusto verlo jugar. Se goza el juego, muy inteligente en cuanto a las cosas que ve y de la manera que se comunica, y estamos muy contentos de la manera que está jugando.
Ha sido difícil para ti, Alex, con un equipo tan atlético, tan versátil, poder enfocar cuáles serán los últimos puestos del roster, que prácticamente faltan días ya para empezar la temporada. O sea, tú teniendo un grupo que puede hacer muchas cosas.
Eso es difícil, pero es gratificante, ¿verdad? Porque tenemos muy buenos jugadores. Y mientras más difícil las decisiones sean, mejores para la organización, porque vamos a tener mucha profundidad.
Alex, you've got a number of pitchers who've, hit upper 90s early this spring. Nate, Houck, Pavetta. How do you feel about that kind of velocity this early in camp?
It's a lot better than in 2019 when you look up and it was in upper 80s, low 90s. Velocity is ruling the game, and I think we got velocity. Obviously, you still have to pitch. You have to work ahead so you can use your weapons. We've been okay, I think, in camp. We've been really, really good. Or, like Houck, he had a bad one, 5 walks, and yesterday he was amazing. But as far as like stuff, that's the most impressive thing that I seen in camp. In 19 we had guys, right? You had the names, and their stuff was okay coming from 18. But as far as like velocity and stuff, this is a pretty special group.
Anything else?
We're good. Thank you.